Hello, I'm Tylah Tully and today I'm joined by Miramar Resources Executive Chair Allan Kelly. Allan, thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Tylah.
So you've just signed a very exciting deal with Sumitomo. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so we've announced an exploration joint venture over our Bangemall nickel projects up in the Gascoyne region. And basically, Sumitomo are going to commit to a minimum expenditure of about $600,000 over the next couple of years. And then they can start earning interest in the projects. So if they spend $2.5 million over the next 3 years, that will get them to 60%. And then they can spend another $3 million over 2 years to get to 80%. And if they do a feasibility study, that'll take them to 90%. So the great thing is that the project's now basically fully funded for the next sort of 5 or 6 years. And the other thing is that they've recognised our expertise in getting the project to where it is. So we're going to be managing the project on behalf of the joint venture partners.
So what do you think drew Sumitomo to work with Miramar and the Bangemall project?
Yeah, so Sumitomo is a huge Japanese company. It's been around for about 300 years. They operate the very famous high-grade Hishikari deposit in Japan. But they're looking all around the world for different mineral commodities. They had the Pogo mine in Alaska, and they've got an IOCG JV in Queensland with Hammer. But in this case, they're looking for nickel. They're looking for good nickel projects, and specifically mafic intrusion-hosted nickel, which is what we've got. So, we're the first people looking for that style of deposit in Western Australia. And so they approached us about our project, and after a period of DD and taking them to site on a visit, we were able to negotiate a JV. So the deposit style that we're looking for is similar to the Noril'sk deposits in Russia, and they're not very well known about, but these deposits are some of the biggest and most valuable deposits in the world of any type. The Norilsk camp is made up of a number of deposits, and that camp is worth about $1.5 trillion at current metal prices. And one of the deposits, the Okyabrisky deposit, is worth about $500 billion. So these things, if you find them, they're worth a lot of money. So hence why Sumitomo are looking at the projects that we've got.
And how do you see the Gascoyne emerging as a mining province?
The Gascoyne is really interesting. It's in between the Yilgarn and the Pilbara, which is obviously very well known for lots of different commodities. But the Gascoyne's pretty underexplored by comparison. Despite that, there's really varying geology and all sorts of different mineral commodities there, but it just hasn't really been sort of developed as much as the provinces around it. Having said that, it's in a great location. There's pretty good access via road. There's the Goldfields gas pipeline. And you're not that far from the ports in the Pilbara as well if you do find something. So there's a few people working in the Gascoyne, but I still think it's really underexplored compared to other parts of WA.
So what are your exploration plans from here?
All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we have to finalise the formal JV agreement with Sumitomo. So that'll take maybe a month or two to get that done. We've literally just finished in the last couple of days a big airborne EM survey at Bangemall, which was part funded by the EIS, the WA government EIS scheme. As part of this joint venture with Sumitomo, they're going to refund us our share of that survey. So effectively, we get a $500,000 EM survey for nothing. We have to model the data from that survey, and then once we get targets out of that survey, we'll go out in the ground and do rock chip sampling and or ground EM surveys, and then progressively work towards a drilling program, hopefully sort of early in next year.
Well, it's definitely a very exciting deal, and we can't wait to see how this partnership plays out.
Great, thanks, Tylah.
Thanks for your time today. For more ASX news and analysis, subscribe below.